Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. Today I'm gonna read like three verses from Isaiah 60. The Spirit led me to read it. So before I read, I'm gonna just give a blessing. Most High God, thank you for this beautiful day. I pray that you bless everyone that's watching. Bless this word that I'm about to speak and help me to break it down in your words. Amen. Arise and shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. So, see Isaiah 60 from 1 to 3. This whole chapter is one of my favorite chapters because God led me to read it a couple of times when I was going through like warfare and stuff. So it's a reason why God chose certain people to do certain tasks. Not everybody could pick up the cross and follow. See, God called everybody, but only a few hear him. Only a few listen, in other words. So, God is saying like his children are light. And darkness has took over the entire world, and people is no longer kind anymore. Almost to the point where, I don't know if anyone is talking about this, but it's almost to the point where it's actually getting contagious. Where if somebody come around with their negative energy, it forces you to be negative when you're already positive. But you don't stay in that state of mind, don't get me wrong. But we are people, we are human beings. So whatever vibrations, when people come with low vibrations, and it kind of irritate my spirit, the same way my spirit might be irritating their negative demonic spirit. You understand? So this chapter is saying we ought to be a light. We ought to be a light to darkness. Because darkness is always trying to dim your light out. And you got to shine brighter the darker it gets. And hopefully people will get their lamps lit where they become light too. And shine and help you shine through the darkness. These are the ages where I realize people are intimidated by fear. I noticed that. I grew up in like tough neighborhoods where I had to adapt for that time that I was there. And I elevate, yes, in life. I don't bring all that past with me, but there's times you learn certain things. It's just like going to war. You go away to the military, you're away from your family. You gotta focus on your object. You gotta focus on the mission. When the mission is done, you gotta move on, elevate, and keep elevating till it's time to return. You know what I mean? And your goal is to make it out alive in one piece. Or make it out at all, because some people don't make it, you know what I mean? Same thing with life, same thing with the streets. A lot of people go through the streets and they don't make it. I'm grateful I came out. Everything worked out, I learned lessons and I don't keep repeating the same mistake. Yeah, I'm not perfect, as I always say, but I be trying my best, and I think I do. Matter of fact, I do deserve credit for what I do and what I've done. As far as all the positive stuff. The negative stuff is not so much of that stuff, but it's no excuse for it. But it's just a saying again, I'm not perfect. I might fall down a couple of times. As long as I keep getting up, that's all that matters to God. So that's all that should matter. And there's always like there's always two voices in your head. Just like you have protons and electrons, or positivity and negativity. It's up to you, the choice you make and which voice you listen to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be all roses doing positivity, but it's worth being on the winning side. Because you don't want to be on a side that you think is winning until it crushes your heart at the end, when you realize all that work you did was for nothing. And nothing really matters besides this one thing that you refused. And now that you refused it, you gotta learn your lesson. Because we have the choice right now to make things right. Most of us take that task and make things right. Most of us, the pride, it just keep growing. So we tend to want to just show off all the time, instead of being like, you know what, I was wrong. What made me behave this way, or what made me do this, and try to do better. None of us are perfect besides Jesus. The whole point of this lesson is help me out to create more better content for you guys, to like where I could show what I'm reading. I think there's something I'm gonna test on my next video. I'm gonna try to make it more cinematic. And yeah, but comment down below, let me know what do you guys want to touch base on. Like, should I try the live thing? I've never went live before, and I don't know how that will work out, because I'm a small timer right now coming up. But the words that I'm giving you guys, I be practicing it too, and I does it in my daily life. I don't just say it. God is so amazing that He give us the choice. He don't force us to obey, or He give us the choice. And that's amazing. God is about happiness, joy, peace, freedom, everything that's good, abundance. God is not into bondage. So the devil like to keep people in bondage. Even his own people. How you think he keep them under control? Through fear. Because they're too scared to make better choices. Or they're too worried about what's not really important. No, I'm not saying that family isn't important, or being able to provide. That's not what I'm saying, guys. I'm saying that the devil used fear to control his own people. And the minute they slip, you'll see, they could tell, if they live to tell a story, they'll tell you. You know what I mean? So who would want to be on a side like that? Not me. No, everyone is free to do what they want to do. And I'm not forcing anything on anyone. All I could do is speak the truth, because I always spoken the truth. Even when I try to lie. You ever heard it? Even in that movie Scarface, my boy said, even when I try to lie, I tell the truth. You know, so either you accept it or you don't. The truth is always going to be the truth. It was always the truth before you were, and it will still be the truth after you are. So we make our beds and we lay in it. We got to make better decisions, guys. Come on. You know, it's time to wake up out this matrix and start putting God in everything we do, and watch how much our world will change for the good, or for the better of good, instead of for the worse of evil. I don't wish bad on anyone. I actually wish good. If somebody pisses me off, I might be mad at them in that moment, but I just like to be away from all that negative energy. I don't really do too good with negative energy around me. I don't even like to be negative. It scares the shit out of me. That's why all of the time I try to stay positive. Because positive is the way to go. You know what I mean? And it's a good way to, I want to do my Father's will. It's not even about my will. My life means nothing without God. In order for my life to have meaning, it has to have purpose. And God is the one that aligns everything in purpose. So shout out to God, and always, and thank you for life. Thank you for waking me up, for me be able to share this word with you guys, even though a lot of people don't listen to me when I speak or when I do certain videos. Hopefully it reached them at the right time. All I could do is just keep producing. You know, it's not an easy road, and I wish the best for everybody. So with that being said, I might just read one more verse and then I end this video. So, lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy sons shall come up from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see the flow together, and thine heart shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So there you have it. This is God's word. And I always come across this chapter too when I'm feeling down, and sometimes I'll read Psalms, Proverbs, and everything. But those are chapters, and even the book of Mark, John, Luke, and Matthew. Those books will give you courage too. But for some reason, I read this book too, like the chapter in Isaiah, chapter 60. I read the whole chapter because I had a dream about that chapter at one point. And the first verses just keep lingering in my head, like, arise and shine, for thy light has come, for God has risen upon me. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people. So people are beginning to get colder and colder, where pride and darkness is just growing inside of them. And who is the father of it? We all know it. You know what I mean? So, guys, it's very important for us to keep fighting, and it's not easy, like I said, but we gotta keep fighting, because we all got our own battles that we go through. And I could only imagine all the testimonies and all the trials and that we face on a daily basis. And we were put here to help each other, not to provoke each other. So that's something I want to push very heavily to people. Like, it's either we help each other or we just stay out each other's way. If you don't like a person, I know if I don't like you, I'm not going to keep being in your way. I'd rather just stay away from you. You know what I'm saying? But people they don't like you. They want to imitate you, but they don't like you. I mean, I don't have a problem with anyone imitating me, as long as it's in a good, as long as everything is in good terms. You know what I mean? Don't try to imitate something you don't like, because then you end up looking stupid at the end. So I ain't gonna touch too much on that, but that's for another time. You just be yourself, put God first, and keep battling, man. Keep going, keep thriving. Because the race is not for the swift, but it's for those that could endure. And so far, it's not easy trying to endure everything. Some of us might be able to walk in each other's shoes, the ones that have overcome, but the ones them that never. It's like a guy that always played the office and never went in the field a day in his life. No offense to anybody that plays the office, but this is a parable in which I speak. So it's like a guy that always played the office, they don't understand anything that's going on in the field. You understand me? It's only a person that been in the field that elevated to the office. They know the ropes. They know the ins and outs. They know what's going on. They could do it on their own to the point where they could even hire people and supervise them because you've been there. But for those that haven't been there, they just been in the office. They don't really understand what a spear is or what certain things is for. They don't, they don't know. So it's good to be the one that been in the field, that elevated to the office instead of just being in the office. Because think about it, when you never been in the field, it's like anybody could get over on you. You don't know what's going on. All you know is what's being reported to you. So, it's always good to... I'm not saying that reports can't be good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I did another video on that, on He Who Feels It Knows It. That's a real video too. That came straight from the bottom of my heart, and I just picked a topic and just went off on it. So you might want to check that video out. But yeah, man, it's like being in the field. It's like going to school, right? Before you understand all the theory. Well, you got to understand the theory first. I got everything backwards. I'm sorry, guys. Before you understand the field, you got to go through all the theory first. And sometime when you just do strictly theory and no hands-on, theory is good, don't get me wrong. That's how you calculate stuff. But if you do all theory and you don't get no hands-on skills, like you don't go in the field and really learn the right way, learn the long way, then you learn the tricks to the game. It's like people tend to underestimate people that have been in the field for a while. And it's just like I might go to take a test, right? Because it happened to a couple of my brothers that went to go take the electric license test. Some of them, they passed it on their third try. You're not always, and they're the smartest guys, believe me. They're the smartest guys. And you won't even believe they don't even pass the test sometime. And sometime I ain't gonna front. There's times I take tests and I fail it. As smart as I might think I am, there's times I ain't dumb, don't get me wrong. But there's times, like if you're not practicing certain things and you ain't sharpening up on certain things, it's easy for you to fall short sometimes. But it doesn't mean that you can't do the job, you get me? Or do it better than anyone. It just means that you just gotta sharpen up on certain things. But people don't understand that. They think taking a little stupid, they think just taking a little test could, yes, it evaluates certain things, but it's not just all about it, because the smartest people fall short before they get it. Once they get that part, it's on. One thing I realized, even with James Bond, just to bring that movie up, he failed a couple of tests in order to become the agent he is. But guess what? He was good at what he did. Nobody else could do it. So that's how he got the position he got. But a lot of people ain't gonna talk about it. They rather say, oh, he passed. And the higher anarchies, the higher elites, they'll tell you like, yeah, he passed the test. Because they gave him their own test. And he passed it when the ones that passed the paper test wasn't able to survive the real test that they gave them. So it's like, it's kind of unbalanced, but everything balances out everything. You get me? So everything is important, even though it's like having book sense and knowing the streets. And it's like you have more street sense than book sense, but you're not dumb. You know how to finesse this. You know what I mean? And not everybody could do it. Some people, they just like the book sense. Nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong, guys. Let's not get this text out of conclusion. But, book sense is good. I'm not, when I say book, this book sense is the best. But I'm saying like, overall, in general, book sense is really good to know. But when you know on all levels, that's where it's at. So, things take time. Things definitely take time. And then if you're good at something, right, and you stop doing it for a while, let's say a year and change, you didn't forget everything, but there's certain parts like you need to touch base on. You gotta review, certain things, sharpen back up, because you've been so laid back. So, you've been on vacation for a little time that you stop thinking about those things. And certain things, when it becomes a part of you, it's a part of you. But if you're not doing it every day, it's very easily to fall short at certain things. You know what I mean? So it's normal. People act like it's not normal, but it's totally normal. As long as we sharpen back up and get back on track where we belong, everything is on green. So with that being said, I didn't want to talk too much. I hope everything I said to you guys makes sense, because it's what I'm going through. Everything is working out according to the plan. So once again, Isaiah chapter 60, you can read from 1 to 5. And yeah, can't go wrong. You can read the whole chapter if you please. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for supporting me. And I ask that I pray for you and you pray for me. And be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. And help me grow my channel, guys. Each one teach one, each one help one. Even though I know there's a lot of things I'm going to learn on my own, there's a lot of things you're going to learn on your own. But everything that I do is not just me speaking it. Everything that I've been through, everything that I'm doing, we're doing this together. You know what I'm saying? And I mean it sincerely. Some people say it, but you don't really know it if they mean it. Me, you could tell, like, everything I do, I don't just do it. I do it for a reason. You understand? For a purpose. And that's all that matters to me. Alright. See you guys. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your weekend. Peace. Happy Labor Day, by the way. Take care and God bless.